Hey everyone, I came across an old recipe card of mine. It's messy, but it's sincere. It's called chicken tamale pie, and it's really good. And it's like a layered dish, and I think you're gonna like it. So let's get going. It starts off with one of those small boxes of Jiffy cornbread mix. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. And you make it basically like it says on the box. You use the 1 egg, and then you use 1/3 cup of milk. I have 1% here, but it still worked. And then you add in not whole kernel corn, but a can of creamed corn. Now this creamed corn mocks me sometimes because I have accidentally opened it when I wanted a can of regular whole kernel corn. So now it sits in the back of my pantry, in the back of my pantry, so I don't get the two mixed up. I do use it in my chicken corn chowder and for things like this too. It has its place. So make sure everything's mixed up. There's a little bit of that white egg part in there, so really get that incorporated. Then spray. You can just use a regular pie plate, but this is generally about the same size. Get the oven preheated at this point to 400 degrees. And don't put this in until it's preheated at 400. Now, get some cheese ready while it's baking. I'm using some sharp cheddar here. I'm grating my own. I just like it better. I don't know about you. But you can use the packet. It calls for a cup, but I always put in a little bit more than 1 cup. I mean, who doesn't like a little extra cheese? Just a little bit extra. They sell that Mexicali cheese too in packets now in the grocery store. So whatever kind of cheese you like, you put on, okay? So get that to the side. And then what I had done was I cooked off some chicken. I just boiled some white meat chicken. I don't have a high boil on the fire. I do it kind of a low simmer and just watch it till it's really easily shreddable. I cool it. I shredded it with my hands. Now, in my recipe, it calls for 2 tablespoons. This is just regular taco seasoning mix like you get in a packet. Those have about 2.5 to 3 tablespoons. You can just pour in the whole packet at this point. In fact, I did put a little more than 2 cups of chicken, and you are welcome to do that too. Just make sure every little piece of chicken has some of that taco seasoning mix in it. Now, this is the fun part. I took it out of the oven. I had it in there for 20 minutes. The edges are brown, but let's check the center. I want it almost like 85% cooked, but yet soft enough that I can do this. Now, we're going old school here. Remember the poke cakes? You pour Jell-O in a cake after it came out and then pour the Jell-O on top. Well, it ain't no poke cake, but it's a tamale pie. And what we're going to pour on is not Jell-O, but enchilada sauce. Ideally, get the small can, not that big can. I had to make my own because I didn't have any. So yes, it looks thicker, but it still tastes really good, really good. I have a recipe for that someplace that I made a long time ago. I'll try and find the card. If you ask me for it, I will find the card on how to make your own. I use a simple recipe, but if you get the small can, not the large can, it'll be just the right size for this pie plate. And then make sure it goes all the way to the edges so that everybody gets an even bite. And you're going to do that with the chicken next. So look, this is like a fun layered thing. I think the kids will really like this too. They like tacos, right? So just say it's a taco bake instead of tamale pie, whatever. I don't even know if it's correct calling it a tamale pie, but that's what I had on my recipe card, so that's what we'll call it. Chicken all the way to the edges. And like I said, I used a little bit more than 2 cups for this, and you might be able to tell. Then the cheese goes on top. Really easy. I thought of this too. If you like jalapeno slices, I have those in my fridge. I don't know why I didn't put some on top because Thane and I, this is just for he and I that we're going to watch TV and eat our tamale pie. And this goes back into the oven for 15 more minutes. And let's give it a slice. I hope you can see the layers, but you know how it is when you cut a pie or even a cake, the first piece that you get out, or like a cobbler or something, it's a little messy. But after that, they look nice. But hopefully you'll be able to see the layers. And then this will be my piece. Get it on the plate. And also, I thought of something else. Here's a little tip so that it is staying together more. Don't just pull the spatula out. Use a little knife to help it come out. Okay, here's the test. Let's see if you can see the layers. It smells so good. Yeah, there's the cornbread. Get rid of that light, sorry. And again, it has the 4 layers. You can put whatever else you want on top, the jalapenos, scallions, more bell peppers, or whatever you like. But use the enchilada sauce because it really makes it nice. And then we serve ours with just a little side salad. I'm going to add some things in that and use my dressing, my spicy French dressing that I really like. And I might put some Fritos on top of my salad. It really makes it nice. Oh, yeah, and Thane's piece looks better than mine. That second piece coming out looks better, doesn't it, when you see the layers? We both went back for a second piece and more salad. It was that good. So I do hope you'll try it. Do you make this too? If so, let me know.